Let's move on, though, now to another shock team that somehow made the divisional round that no one saw coming come preseason. But that is the Jacksonville Jaguars going up against Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I will say I want to pat ourselves on the back a little bit, especially with both Saturday games. And also actually both Sunday games as well. But I think we were pretty spot on overall on calling these games and what's going to happen. Especially with this Jacksonville game, I think a lot of people thought the Chiefs were going to come in there and just roll them. Yeah. And Jags put up a good fight.
They did.
I mean, it was a good fight.
It was like one of those fights. Like it was like when a Floyd Mayweather fought like an Adrian Bronner. Like Adrian Bronner, you knew was a really good fight, and he really only had like a puncher's chance against Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. But you knew Floyd Mayweather wasn't just going to come in and knock him out, right?
Yeah.
And so like for me watching that game, it was like, could Jacksonville just like hit Kansas City with a haymaker? Like they just get a 60-yard play, like maybe a DB blows a coverage, misses a tackle or whatever. That never really came, but they just showed that like they didn't get outclassed. And for me, going into next year, if they can just do a couple things to really improve, I like their chances to win the division again and be in the same position that they were again this year. Yeah. Actually very reminiscent of the New York Giants.
Well, and they have Calvin Ridley coming back, and so we'll have to see. Yeah. He hasn't played in, a year and a half to kind of see. But you had him on that side. Christian Kirk impressed me a lot. I was questioning that decision to pay him 4 years, $80 million, be like, I don't know if he really is like a number one type guy, especially being on the opposite side of DeAndre Hopkins. You're going to get a lot of balls, just because DeAndre Hopkins on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I mean, he had a great season. He was the number one guy. And I think now building that connection, they can build off of that. I think Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram all had great seasons. I think Travis Etienne is a great running back, or will become a great running back. He's going to keep growing and everything. And they had opportunities too. We talk about Christian Kirk just dropped that long pass in the fourth quarter. Jamal Agnew, does not come down to one player, but I was thinking about it. It was like that fourth quarter is going to be like a what if moment, I think, for Jamal Agnew specifically. And it's like it's not his fault, but the kick return, that if it wasn't for the kicker just grabbing his shoelaces, would have been a touchdown. Not fumbling the ball on the 4-yard line, which was just a good play by the defense, and kind of unfortunate too, I think, because he had the ball out there, he just caught it, started to run, and then the guy just tipped it just enough. He wasn't able to corral it in, into his body to help protect it. But like they had all the opportunities and earned a lot of respect. I think it was definitely a growing moment. The biggest thing for me, though, I think probably, and this just goes back to, I think, to a lot of teams that struggle, but I think if they just beef up the trenches again. I felt like Trevor Lawrence was still a little under pressure. And even then, defensively, just having – I mean, I think Trayvon Walker had a good year. They had the other guy, Miles Jack, or is he a linebacker? Or is he like an edge guy?
He's a linebacker. Yeah, he's an outside linebacker, I think. But he's very versatile. I think he plays all over.
Okay. So. But keep beefing up that defensive line. Because even I think their secondary led by Tyson Campbell – or not led by Tyson Campbell, but Tyson Campbell and company is they also have Andre Sisco as well, I think, from Syracuse. As their safety. So I mean, they've got some talent back there. They just need to piece it together.
That for me is the big thing. They're a very young team on the offensive side of the ball. I actually don't really think that they lack anything right now at the skill position. Travis Etienne, Jamal Agnew, great running back duo. Christian Kirk, like you said, Calvin Ridley is going to be coming back, and then they have Zay Jones and Marvin Jones. If they're going to add anything at the skill position, I think they need like a true X wide receiver, like a true outside guy. Because Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley are a little bit smaller. They're not quite like the I don't want to say Kenny Galladay's, but they're not the 6'3", 210-pound.
They're not
guy
a
that
Mike
can go-
Evans. They're
Mike Evans.
they're
that's
looking
the
for a
thing.
Mike Evans. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I mean,
they don't really have that. And then at tight end, Evan Ingram, maybe get another guy to go alongside him. But even then,
yeah.
like
I will say, I'm curious because I'm pretty sure like Evan Ingram is, I think he just signed a 1-year deal. So I don't see why they wouldn't want to sign him again. Also might be like, I want a little bit more money this time around.
maybe.
But we'd have to see. I mean, I guess if it was maybe if they signed him to 2 years, but I just think he fit well in that system. I think Trevor Lawrence is the guy there. I don't know if you saw his press conference, but like he was a true leader. I mean, the Trevor Lawrence that we're used to seeing, especially at Clemson, but he took that one hard, that loss hard, and the entire team did. And I think they should be very proud of themselves for the run that they went on. And I personally, I think they have this division locked up. I mean,
for the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable, Houston's not going to be good really anytime soon, even though they have some pieces there. Indiana, who knows what's going on with Indianapolis. You know, that being said, they are a quarterback away, I think, from being decent. I think they have all the other pieces. They just need a good quarterback.
But who's gonna go in there and be the guy? I think they'll end up
CJ Stroud.
Well, I think they'll go in and draft CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I think that is. I'm not a huge fan of Bryce Young. He's smaller than Tua, and we're seeing all the problems that Tua is having. And I think if he goes to Indianapolis, though, that's a good situation for Bryce Young. Good offensive line. He's coming into good weapons. With a solid run game. So,
but and then and I was just last thing with the AFC South. Tennessee's going to be going through a rebuild this year. I mean, because Ryan Tannehill should be gone. They need to revamp everything. I have a prediction. I think that will also then kind of shock the Tennessee football world as well with what I think Tennessee's going to do.
You think they're going to trade Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I guess because that's really the only shocking thing, I guess. But I think they'll trade Derrick Henry.
Tracy McMath is now a Raider. Yeah.
Trading Racy McMath.
Yeah.
What a name. That's a name.
That is a name.
I say all that, though, coming back to Jacksonville, though, it's like, I don't see why they wouldn't, if they obviously keep this momentum going here, keep the talent, grow from this. Trevor Lawrence keeps growing, which no reason to see why he wouldn't keep growing.